it's horrifying. The man who orchestrated the kidnapping of Daniel Pearl and was convicted for his murder is apparently soon to be freed from prison. He is still in jail as we speak, but the Supreme Court has ordered his release, and it's likely to happen. It's just a terrible signal for everybody, for terrorists in Pakistan, for attacks on journalists around the world. This was one of the most high-profile murders of a journalist ever, and the man who orchestrated at least the beginning part of this is now free, or is now set to be free. They haven't, as far as I know, they haven't issued a complete reasoning yet. It has to be said the original case against those four who were convicted was flawed in many ways. Some of the evidence apparently was tampered with. There were some of the witnesses who were tampered with. They were charged with murder, and it later came out that very likely they did not actually wield the knife. But there's no question that particularly Ahmad Omar Sheikh was the one who instigated the kidnapping. He lured Daniel Pearl to Karachi, and that led directly to his murder. So in that sense, he is, if you look at the possible charge of what we call, felony kidnapping, he was responsible, or felony murder. He was responsible, for that murder. Many Pakistanis, including, the government, the Sindh government, which has appealed against this verdict, were horrified that this has happened. So there's a level of conflict in Pakistan that this perhaps illustrates. The U.S. government has vowed to make efforts to bring him to justice, to try him possibly in a U.S. court. They've indicated that. I don't know how advanced those preparations might be. There's an overarching sense that Pakistan has not been doing enough to combat terrorism. I mean, Sheikh was a convicted terrorist in India, and he ended up in Pakistan because of a prisoner exchange. So he has a record of terrorism, and there's every reason to think that he will continue. It's very disappointing, the fact that you have these people out on the street again who are capable of, particularly Sheikh, of picking up arms again and involving himself in terrorism. So it is a threat in Pakistan and to journalists everywhere. So you had a very prominent journalist who was brutally murdered in an international incident, and no one is being held to account for it now.